Hello, guys. We're back. This is Skye.
Hey.
I am Serhat. As you know, we are back again with a brand new podcast. And today's topic is, why should upcoming artists choose an artist development program / company for their future, for their career? As I earlier introduced you guys, this is Skye, and she's with us for a while now, but we have just recently started making podcasts again. We had to give a little bit of break because we've had some undergoing online developments for our website and / we had a very, very busy schedule, so we couldn't make any. But we're back now. Yeah, I will let Skye to take the conversation and we'll just see what happens. Hello, Skye.
All right. Yeah, well, I mean, this is kind of a massive topic that a lot of artists don't really speak about. I find that when you talk to an artist quite early on in their development stages, the first thing they would talk about is streams, their followers, the image, basically all the things that I feel, me personally, I don't know if you feel the same, but all the things that I feel are kind of the last aspects of an artist's career. So I think highlighting the fact that the artist development and the journey itself is the key point of an artist's career, and that will continue to grow no matter what. And I mean, there are certain aspects of development where the resources are just not available. Like, sure, you can just research and Google whatever question you have, but the inaccuracy on certain answers are just terrifying, really scary. And we even had this conversation with one of our artists as well recently, where I can't remember which question he came across, but he was basically saying an answer that was just completely inaccurate, and he kind of seemed very shocked when we did give him the actual answer. Exactly. So it makes you think, like, what else is out there, or what do artists think are the facts, when in fact it's really not how the development process should be.
Definitely. Earlier you said, I believe you said somewhere along the lines of glass aspects. Am I right?
Glass aspects, did you say?
Yeah.
No, certain aspects.
Certain aspects. Okay, so what do you mean by the certain aspects? If we can elaborate on that, please, a little bit.
It could be anything at all. So it's like we Google anything just to have a quick answer, and it's like, for instance, you Google, say, a symptom of a flu and you're told that you have, a horrible deadly disease. It's kind of similar like that. But there are a lot of people I find online, and they could be working in the industry professionally, I'm not too sure, but the answers that they give, it's a complete different direction to where the artist actually needs to go. And development itself is such a personalized thing. So say if I'm an artist and I want to know about say the imagery of my career, so the vision, the look, everything like that, I could Google a certain question, but the thing is that artist is probably 90% of the time they're not even ready for that stage of the career, so they're already kind of given the wrong direction of what they need to do next.
That's true. Would you say upcoming artists, obviously not the ones who made it, because the ones who maybe they already know X, Y, Z, they already know the details, they already know which path to follow now because they've been through that road. But would you say the upcoming artists have this kind of, I don't want to be harsh, but would you say they have got this some sort of delusional imagery path in front of them, thinking, yes, I'm going to make this song, it sounds good to me, and I'm going to make a hit, I'm going to become an overnight star / celebrity / success, whatever you want to call it. Would you say they have that kind of an ideology within their brain?
That is the most common thing with an artist.
Exactly.
The most common thing.
Exactly.
And I love the ambition. I love that they, picture themselves, selling out arenas and things like that. That could happen. But the fact that that is kind of all they see when they think that they want to be an artist. They kind of forget all the key elements around it. It's not just about looking good. It's not just about, you know, I don't know. It's strange because a lot of the time people forget about the importance of the actual music side.
Exactly.
Like how can you put out all these amazing images of you and spending so much money on music videos for shit songs? It doesn't make any sense.
That's true.
It really doesn't. And I've actually had artists asking me, what is roughly a good budget for a music video? And when I'd say to them, can you send me the song first? They send me a song that isn't produced professionally. It isn't, the melodies are just not great. The lyrics are just not there, but they're
elementary school melodies.
Pretty much. It just doesn't make any sense to me at all. But yeah, I completely agree. Like and I love the ambition, I really do, but it's kind of take a step back and realize where you actually do need to develop first in order to get there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the question on the topic, obviously, so I'll turn around and answer the question on the topic. Why would you say an artist should actually choose an artist development project / company to actually work with? Why would you say the main / prime reason be?
The biggest reason is because, I mean, like I said earlier, there's a lot of resources that are not available unless you are having that, I guess, one-to-one mentorship, and that person that you can go to and ask a question if it is on your mind. Because like I said, I mean, every artist project is so personalized, and it's always tailored towards their goals and their needs and who they are as a person outside of the music industry. So you do need that guidance, of course you do. It's just like, say, it's a strange example, but say if I was to go to a therapist versus going to a friend that kind of listens, but they don't give me the best advice that I need, or it's wrong advice, and leads me down a completely different path, or sometimes not the best path. Whereas if I was going to a good therapist, they can advise me in the way that encourages me and supports me and knows what's best for me. So it's kind of a similar route. It's knowing and having a good team / family around you, because I think your team in your music industry should be your family, because of course family want what's best for you.
Definitely. But that goes a long way, what you just said right now, and it's definitely interesting because a lot of companies out there, which perhaps you have come across to some of them, I've come across to quite a lot of them throughout my whole musical career, up until I decided to open my very own company where we actually, promote artist music, and then I would promote artists, and then we develop them as artists from scratch to, wherever they want to go. So up until that point, I've come across to a few companies where they don't see you as a asset. They see you as actually, I don't want to say an asset or a liability, but they just see you, they actually see you as an asset, but they don't see anything beyond that. They just see you as an asset. They treat you like an asset, but they don't really care about your emotions. They don't really care about your background, your psychological, mental state, and then you know what I mean? That they don't really care about the depth of a person, because they just see you as I said, an asset. Cool, X, Y, Z, whatever your name is, cool. He or she is in a spot where we can actually put bit of salt, bit of pepper, this and this, develop, and then boom, now we can make you money. Cool. That's what the business is there for. I totally understand that. We are in the business for that main purpose as well. However, we are not just looking at people in a sense of they are just an asset. We see them as a person, as a human being, because this human being, whether I like it or not, all right, whether you like it or not, musicians are quite emotional people most of the time. That's a fact, you know what I mean? We actually live and breathe emotions way more than a regular person, an average person, because that's also what's causing us to write all this music, because we are feeling it. If you look at the color blue and you're like, okay, cool, that's nice, I like it. And artists, I'm not just talking about musicians, and artists who draw art, you know what I mean, like paintings and whatnot. They look at the same blue and think something completely bizarre that would not even cross a regular person's mind. But you know what I mean? So a lot of the companies out there, they look at artists, musicians, or whatever you want to call them right now. The topic is musicians, so let's just stick with musicians. So a lot of this company out there, let alone just asking for an arm and a leg when it comes to helping the artist, by the way. So now you've got one arm, one leg, and perhaps you got one, whatever left that's on your body. And now they have taken away one arm, one leg. Now you're literally crippled. You can't even fucking walk. And then let alone that, they're not even paying attention to how you're feeling.
Yes.
Now that right there is a problem.
Exactly, because all they're thinking is, can they recoup their advance? That's all. That's all they give a shit about. And I hate that.
And I absolutely disagree with that, because it doesn't matter what we say right now, but at least we are giving out this information out there where, you know, when people do listen to this podcast, I believe a few people are at least going to get, in my opinion, they're going to get influenced in the best possible way.
Yeah.
And they are then going to tell other people, hey, look, these people are looking at us in a different way. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying we are the only company that's doing this. I'm pretty sure there are a few other companies, maybe more, out there who are not seeing art as just an asset, a money-making source where they can actually shape and mold, and then just like, okay, cool, now you're ready, go make us money. That shouldn't be the case. Because what you said earlier is really, really powerful. What you said was a family. You know, when you manage to become a family, now there's also ups and downs. There's ups, there's downs in every single family. But the family always, you know, they find a way to make things work.
Exactly. I mean, I love to, when I speak to my artists and writers about development in general, I always love to use the keyword journey, because it really is. And I love to compare it to like a marriage or just a relationship. You know, there's always going to be that rocky foundation. There's always going to be moments where you just want to quit. There's going to be moments where you don't feel inspired, you know. And it's about how you work together with the right team in order to make it work. And there's always, you know, light at the end of the tunnel. It's just doing it in a way that you feel is right for you. Because like we said earlier, like you can gain the worst advice and it would be even more difficult to get out of that kind of mindset, that negative mindset as well.
100%.
But it's crazy. And I don't know about you, but I personally believe that creative people in general, we are more vulnerable to feeling like we've been hit hard when we've been knocked down on our feet, if that makes sense.
We are more open to being more vulnerable.
Yeah.
I believe that's correct.
Yeah,
we are definitely more open to being more easy to get hurt, because we have got that more high intensive sense of emotions going on, you know. And as I mentioned earlier as well, you can put like an image of heart, just a normal image of heart, not the actual heart, the symbolic heart. And two people can look at the same heart and feel absolutely two different types of feelings. One person could be just a normal regular guy, you know, just average Joe walking down the street. Oh, it's a heart. An artist will come by and look at it and like, oh shit, that's a heart. You know what I mean? Because we have got this different type of, I believe, the sense of thinking, the sense of feeling and thinking and emphasizing. And that's what really allows us to come up with this creative side of us, where we actually create something from nothing, you know. And that's not meant for everyone. I'm sorry. That is not meant for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. And it's scary, because I mean, I don't want to say every label is the same, because of course that's not the case, but especially those that have a roster that is constantly expanding, and well done to them. Like, great job on, you know, continuously expanding your roster. But the trouble is, whether you are Sony or a small little independent label, the more writers they sign, there's a higher chance, depending on their team, that there are people that are going to get left behind. And there will be a higher rate of people getting dropped because that person is not delivering purely for the fact that they're not getting the attention that they used to be getting.
Exactly.
So development, no matter how successful you are, whether you're, Joe from around the block, and just like strumming his guitar, or you're Lady Gaga, you still need development. You still need that kind of nurturing and, to be pointed into the right path sometimes, because of course your emotions, especially with artists, I'll admit, your emotions are going to be, what's the word, like egotized, is that a word? Egotized.
I believe so, yeah. I mean,
I'm going to throw that in.
Even if it is now.
Yeah, let's give that a go. But kind of going to be egotized in a way that artists are very, very secure in what they want, and it can be very difficult sometimes to talk them out of that. So it's kind of giving them the right direction where they're still getting and receiving what they want and what they're passionate about, but in a way that can actually guarantee you a more successful path. And that really just comes back to, why should artists choose artist development? Because I mean, you're going to be taking down so many routes where it's probably not what's best for you, when the right team is what you need when it comes down to it.
Exactly, I agree with you. So what would you say? What would you say to the following question then? When an artist is looking for a development company / team, even if it's just a person, just like a manager kind of thing, what would you think? What would you say they should be looking for as characteristics, as traits? What should they be looking for? What should they be aware of? And what should they definitely avoid at all costs? What would you say?
The first thing you should avoid, 100% always comes first, is if your agent, manager, A&R, whoever, if they are in any way wanting you to change, or just change who you want to become. And that doesn't mean when, say, an A&R says to them, I want you to try this, this, or this, trying different things and changing who you are to completely different things. So as long as this person is very, very open to who you want to be, and is always making sure and always checking in with you to make sure that they are still on the right path of where you want to go, I think that's a good thing. Always, because I think they need to have your interests at heart all the time, because of course the things that you love and your sound is constantly changing as you develop, because you're always writing, you're collaborating with new people. So your manager or whoever, they need to make sure that they're constantly checking in with you. So if in any way that they are trying to change you, or they straight up say to you, I don't like where you're going with this, in a non-constructive way, then I think that's a big red flag in my eyes. Would you agree with that?
I will actually agree with that, because that is totally spot on, because giving constructive feedback and then sort of just trying to change inside out, head to toe, left, right, front, back, whatever you want to call it, completely trying to change you, is there are two totally different things. Now, you can give constructive feedback, say, listen, this is cool, but I believe it could be better, and here is how. You give some bullet points, and this is how it could be better. Or I believe you should give this a go and see how you feel about it. Now, I'm not pushing it on you. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to mold you into this new shape that you're not familiar with, but it is okay and actually good and beneficial for you to try something different and see if you actually like it, if you enjoy it. You might enjoy it more than what you are currently busy with, or let's just say what you have been comfortable with. Because don't forget, every single person, not even just talking about artists, every single person at some point in their lives had this thing called comfort zone, and they struggle coming out of it. It is a psychological fuckery, and it has been in every single person's lives, whether in the past or it might be in the now. It's possible. Now, having to come out of your comfort zone as a person, regardless of what you do, but because the topic is musicians now, let's go back into being a musician, to try different genres, to experiment with different elements from different genres. Yeah. Now, let's just say you like pop music, or you like dubstep, or you like drum and bass. I love all of them except for pop. I respect pop. I'm not gonna lie.
That's a good one.
That's it. I like a bit of wrecking ball here and there sometimes, but that's it.
That's the one.
But anyway, it's okay to play around with different elements from different genres and try to, get these small bits and bobs, and then try to put it in yourself, mix it up a little bit, mold it, and then see what happens.
Yeah,
it's good. It's actually good. Now you get to see whether if you can actually expand your level of knowledge, and then you can create something that was not there before.
Yeah.
Or what you can do is put this aside and try something completely different, which is going to be very unfucking comfortable in the beginning. You're going to be like, what the F is this, bro? Like, what? How can people do this? You know what I mean? Now, imagine producing deep house for 10 years, coming into bloody fucking drum and bass. From 122 BPM to 175, you're like, what in the fucking world is going on here? Yes. But that's where the beauty lies, because now you're coming out your comfort zone, and now you're becoming that creative person you claim to be, right? Because you claim to be a creative person. You're a producer. Sorry for that, by the way. That was a message. And then now you have given your chance. You have given yourself the chance to actually expand and try something new, to see at least whether you like it or not. If you don't like it, cool, just leave it. You know what I mean? Go back to deep house, or maybe try tech house. Maybe try techno.
A lot of artists, if not every artist, they don't think that when you are in development, especially in the early stages of your career, your sound is constantly going to change. And not only that, it needs to constantly change, because that's the whole point of development. You are developing not only you as an artist, with what you see, what's on your Instagram, whatever. It's about developing your sound. And that is so important, because, I mean, whatever stage you are at, your sound will continuously change. Let's take, Miley Cyrus, for example, since you love Wrecking Ball. Let's take Miley Cyrus, for example, going from kind of bubblegum pop, coming out of Hannah Montana days, to, she's now doing a rock album, which she's fucking killing, by the way. It's a massive transition. She's going from swinging on that wrecking ball, doing pop, to rock, from bubblegum pop. It's ranging in so many different areas. Oh, and country as well. So, and that 100% comes down to what we said previously, which is her team have listened to her, because she's clearly, she's a Southern girl, so of course her country roots are going to be in there at some point.
Exactly.
And she's got this natural rock, ruskiness voice, so of course that's going to come out at some point too. 100%. So her team have been amazing, so kudos to them. They have listened to her, and she's clearly just walked into a meeting with them and said, I'm loving this style right now, let's try this out. And they said, yeah, cool, let's do it. Let's try it out. Let's see if it works. If it doesn't work, okay, fine. We'll just kind of go a different route or stick to what we had previously.
Yeah. And that's the kind of team you need around you.
Yeah, 100%. And do you know what the scary thing is that is rare.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I agree with you. I agree with that too, because as we mentioned earlier as well, a lot of the teams, a lot of the companies out there, they're looking for new gold mine.
Yeah.
That's what they're looking for, because they want to make that money. They want to be actually responsible from this person who's going to actually eventually generate millions. And they want to, at all costs, they want to make that person become, because look, all these companies out there, they are quite experienced, and they know that when they see like the edge of a gold mine, they're like, aha, that's it. Come on, come here now. That's it. And they give the person a little bit of advanced as well, a little bit advanced. Here you go, take it. You don't have it right now. Look, we're giving you this money. Take it. Don't fucking take that money. Don't.
No.
That's where you sign your life away. Don't do it. Don't let these companies fool you with 1 million or 1.5 million or 2 millions of pounds or dollars. What? Just don't get that money. I know, Skye knows, we know that you are in need, but that's where your bloody weak point is, and they hit you right at the bullseye, and they get you hooked straight away. Just don't. You can do it by yourself, or you can find somebody who is not, obviously, who's going to get paid 100%. No one's going to do it for free, but at the end, they should find a person or a company that's actually in it for the best of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the scary thing, because imagine if, say, for instance, they're, Sony, they found this artist who's amazing, very, very talented, and like you said, they're on the edge of just becoming something incredible. This Sony gives them a big advance. What happens when Sony aren't happy that the artist isn't going in the direction that they had in mind? Exactly. So so it literally is signing your life away. But if you have a good team, then that's not what the case is. It's in fact very exciting, and like it's an amazing opportunity for you, and you're going to go a long way with the right team. So it is scary, and that's what kind of, it really does aggravate me that with, say, for instance, demo submissions with labels. I have done that, and it's a very frustrating and beautiful thing at the same time, because the label are initially wanting something that is on the tip of becoming great. In other words, they don't want to have too much development, because they just want a song just like that, which is going to be their next big hit, because of course they want their royalties. But the thing is, they don't realize that that's a very, very rare thing. And when you do find it's amazing, but you will have a lot of demo submissions where you come across a writer or an artist and you think, this could be something. I can hear potential, and that's all you need to think is potential, potential, potential. That's such a key word as like an A&R. So you come across a couple demos and you think this has potential, but they need to do this, this, and this. Develop them. Just send them a few emails with feedback, constructive feedback. And if you can hear that feedback in the next demo that they send you, then they're going to go a long way. They listen. They actually want this, and I think that's what A&R should definitely look for. But a lot of the time they don't. They look for as little effort as possible, which is frustrating. As
ready as possible.
Yeah.
They want you to be like 100% ready. They're not looking to help you develop. I can understand that as well. Some companies, some big independent labels, not want to give any names right now, but some big independent labels out there, they're like, yeah, cool, it's cool, but not for us.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell me why is it not for you?
Yes.
Let me know so I can work on that, develop it, change it, and send it back to you. But they instead they choose to say, oh, it's not for us. Why?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Right.
I know.
You know what I mean?
You know what? I'll let you in on a little secret. Okay, I'll let everyone in on a secret. So there's a label that I worked at, quite a big label, and when I was dealing with song submissions, they would give me a template to send them if it wasn't like at a certain stage. And it was a very short, it was polite and it was professional, but it's basically a robot, and that's pretty much what a template is, really, isn't it? It's just a robot. And I would never send that. I never use that template in my life, because these are people who are excited about their career and they need some kind of feedback and some kind of attention. So I would give that feedback to them, and I got told off because my emails are too detailed and too
Friendly.
too helpful, I think. So because I was given feedback to people that were not at the stage that they wanted, that wasn't good enough for them. They didn't like that. It's crazy, and that's what kind of got me into. I respect like major labels massively, but that's why my big passion, and so is yours, is development.
Yeah.
And giving attention to, you know, artists and writers that are at a stage where it's the most exciting part of their career right now.
Exactly. I don't respect too big labels. I don't. They can do one. They can do two. It's perfectly fine. I don't have to respect them because they are. Yes, maybe they had started from zero, and they are where they are right now. But this is one thing people need to understand. It doesn't matter where you are. The end for every single entity that's out there is the same.
Yeah.
So considering that as the end result, I believe anyone and everyone could be a little more human.
Yeah.
Than just becoming this money-oriented machinery. And the only thing you can see is just money, dollar bills, or pound bills, whatever you want to choose, or maybe Bitcoin right now, call it whatever you like. You know what I mean? I mean, it should look, money is a tool, right? Do not adore it, do not worship it, but learn how to use it.
Yeah.
And if you are in the business, then, if you are in any business, your main goal is to survive, to make money, and to pay your employees, and so on and so forth. Yes, that's what the main purpose is. That's what we are doing here. That's why we are in the business, because we want to make money. However, our main target is not to see people as just money resources, that we see them as human, because that's what they are. That's what we are.
Yeah. It's like a Britney Spears, bless her, isn't it?
Sorry?
It's like Britney Spears, isn't it? Like with her dad just kind of taking advantage of her income. Like even his own daughter was, you know, money machine. That was it.
Is that Britney Spears' dad?
Yeah, dad. Her dad. It's crazy.
Oh,
absolutely crazy.
Anytime I hear that, I just feel like, wow, are you even a human, bro?
Not at all. Not at all. He's that template to me. He's a robot.
I see my little one every morning and every night before school, after school, and we talk, and I just want to just, you know, kiss her little face. I cannot see my daughter like a money making machine, and I want to use my. That's just no, man. That's just not. That's no. That's unacceptable. That is just. I don't know.
Your own family. Not only that, your daughter. What the hell? Like you created that. You created that girl, and you're. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
It's mad. Absolutely mad.
Okay. Let's just say one more final sentence and then call it off. I believe we have given enough and good information out there, and I believe people will be definitely happy to hear what we got to say today. What would your final words be for the artists who are looking to find the right path in their career? What would you advise them in terms of finding a development company or working in a development company? What's your final words on that?
My biggest thing would be, first of all, know what you want, know who you are. And it sounds very spiritual, but when you put yourself out there in the right ways, the right team will come to you. And that could be through even co-writers, you know, collaborations, things like that. If they can understand and see like where you're heading and understand what your goal is, the right team will come to you. It's just putting yourself out there and just being yourself, knowing what you want and being authentic.
100%. I agree with you. So definitely they should put themselves out there as they want to be and not try to mold themselves into how the society wants to perceive them, but just purely just be yourself, and then let the right team find you, or that's when you will find the right team.
Yeah, exactly. And in the meantime, just make sure that you're definitely putting yourself out there, because of course you can't sit, in your home studio all locked up in your soundproof place and expect someone to knock on your door. It doesn't work like that.
When are they going to discover me? It's not going to happen.
Exactly.
They do expect that. They
Yeah.
actually do.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy, but
People don't see this. This is invisible to people outside. Only you can see this, bro. Get that.
get yourselves out there. Just I think a big thing is just message people on social media. Like, you'll be surprised at who will actually come back to you and maybe even listen to your demos, or just politely ask for some advice. Say, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Those are powerful words. I think I would love to hear your thoughts, because who's going to say no to someone that just wants some advice from someone that they respect,
Definitely. I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Skye, welcome to the family. Welcome to the team. Thank you for becoming a part of our podcast. From now on, we're back again, as we said. We will be posting a new podcast every week. I believe every Friday it's going to be out. And yeah, guys, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel. And until next Friday, see you later. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.